Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Cole, aka Proximitty, bringing you a brand new video today. Kind of wanted to do a little bit of a commentary. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I really wanted to talk about this topic, about montaging in Halo 5. And I feel like montaging in Halo 5 is different from montaging in other games in the sense that there's a kill feed now. And the kill feed is what you see in the bottom left corner, and it tells you, who killed who with what gun. And, it's a really cool thing, and it's obviously, meant to be a part of the game, and it's important. But in Halo 5, what differs from the other Halos, it presents the gamer tag that the person who killed, like your tag that you're currently using shows them the kill feed. That tag is visible. That tag says who killed who. Not in the previous Halos it said you killed, whoever I killed. I killed baseball card 997. Now it would say Proximity killed baseball card 997. And where that becomes a problem in montaging, the montaging scene, is when you see people using Smurf accounts. Now, this has been brought to the attention of a lot of people because people didn't realize that people did this before Halo 5, and now it's so obvious because you can see people using random tags. They'll use something like, I don't know, like I have one, it's called Swift Break, something with a crazy number afterwards. And that's just like a default tag that Microsoft gave me when I made the account. And people don't understand why they do that. People see that and immediately disrespect any clip that somebody got because they're not using their main tag, and they're not using a tag where people could recognize them, or where people, you see the new tag, the Swift Break tag or whatever, the random one, and you think that they're playing really, really bad kids. Which, oftentimes there is that appeal. There's the appeal you're playing people who aren't as well ranked as you, and it makes it, I'm not going to say it makes it easy to get clips, but it makes it easier, for sure. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not on the side of talking down to montagers, because what people don't realize is this has always been part of montaging. I was talking to my friend Apple Fanatic. If you guys don't know who that is, he's a montager. He's got a few Halo 5 montages. I'll link his channel right now. He's got some really good content. You should definitely go check him out. He's a really cool dude, and we were just talking about it because we're both just sick of it. We keep seeing people talking about it, but it's frustrating being players who have played the game for years and actually understood how montaging works, and it's very frustrating to see people try to belittle people's clips, or just diminish people's accomplishments and just talk down to them because they're using random tags that they haven't seen before, or that doesn't reflect that they're the player they say they are, or that's not their main tag. There are many benefits to using a tag like that. There are many reasons why people do that, but people don't realize it. They just see it and immediately think, oh, you're just smurfing, and you're just playing against kids that aren't good because you can't get a clip without it. That's just really not the case. That is part of the appeal, for sure. I'm not going to say that playing against low-level players, it's obviously easier to get clips. But that's another thing people don't realize. If you're playing on a main tag, there is a hidden ranking system in Halo 5. It might not be visible, but if you play on a brand new tag, for example, and you go run Big Team Battle, if you're clip hunting in Big Team Battle, if you're going to run in Big Team Battle, you will, in fact, get paired against people who are less experienced in the game. They don't. That's not. That's not visible. They don't tell you that. But that's the way it is. And if you're playing on an account that has multiple arena ranks in Team Arena or Team Slayer, if you have like an Onyx rank, you're going to be paired against better players when you're playing BTB. Even that hidden ranking system definitely exists, and that's just to avoid people getting absolutely stomped, which isn't entirely avoidable, but that's the idea behind it. And that's, the reason why there's an appeal to using a Swift Break account, or I'm going to call it that, I guess, a random new account, is because you can avoid getting destroyed by people who are either better and just sweating to try to get the sniper, or, whatever it is. Most people are trying to clip with the sniper most of the time. If you have multiple people fighting you over the sniper, because a lot of low-level kids don't even care about the sniper. So there's that appeal there. You can just go get it, and it doesn't, they won't attack you. But there's also the factor of when people see your main tag, if they know who you are, if you're a player that's notable in any sort of way, if you're a player that people recognize, they will do nothing but try to go for you. And I know this from personal experience because almost every single day I get probably a good 5 messages of people that I match in-game that say, hey, I watch your videos and stuff like that. And they're positive things. People aren't, talking down to me, and I honestly love receiving those messages. It humbles me, and I'm excited to know that people recognize me and people tell me they like my content. That's great. And I always reply and I say, good game, thank you, all that stuff. But the thing that's frustrating about it is that when people know who you are, and I know this, I know people do this. I've had people even message me saying, "Hey, I killed you X amount of times," because they literally count how many times they kill me. They're going, when they spawn in, they're going straight for me. And you'd think that that would be a good thing if you're trying to montage, because you'd say, oh, okay, now you have more people looking for you, you have more people to kill. You don't have to go looking for the people, they come looking for you. But that's not the way you want to try to montage. You don't want people trying to single you out and trying to, you know, like tunnel vision you, as I like to call it. I always say I'm getting tunnel vision, because when people know who you are, when people know who you are, they want to kill you, because, you know, they want to say like, oh, I killed Proximitty, and I get that. I'm not saying that's a problem. I definitely understand that. You know, before I had any sort of following and before anybody knew who I was, I'd be in games where people, you know, I might find somebody and I wouldn't try to tunnel vision them necessarily, but if I saw them, if I came across them and they would try to like run away, I would definitely, you know, be more prone to chase somebody that I knew had some sort of notability about them. So there's that factor. If people know who you are, then they're going to try to always go for you. And so, you know, that's really frustrating when you're trying to montage, when you need a little bit of breathing room, you just want to relax with a sniper for a second. You know, if you get it, you just want to kind of just like, you know, cool your jets, take a second, breathe, then try to go for your clip, as opposed to constantly have people down your throat, chasing you, you know, getting you one shot, and you try to run, maybe you kill them and they immediately spawn, they remember where you just were, and they just sprint right back to where you just were. You know, this happens all the time. Now, I don't use second accounts very often. I rarely do, and I normally don't like to. And the reason why is because the people the people that have such a problem with it, the people that go to new montages or just montages, and they see in the kill feed that the person who published a montage, you can pretty much find this on any montage. This isn't specific to one montage. I'm not discrediting anybody's montage clips, because like I said, I'm not a person who has a problem with it. But, you know, they'll see that, you know, it might be like, oh, Proximitty, you know, all right, let's say I post a montage, which I plan to soon, by the way, but let's say I post a montage, and it has a clip that's onto the Swift Break account. People would be like, oh, that clip's no good because you use a second account. Now, personally, I don't use a second account because I want to avoid that happening. I don't have a problem with that, and I understand that montaging, for as long as montaging has existed, people do that. Unless you're playing with an MLG montage, like a 100% MLG gameplay, that's different, because you have your four teammates or your three teammates calling out where everybody is. So in that sense, the montaging is different. So you can use your main tag, because if I got a triple kill, I could say, oh, I got a triple kill, and then my teammates would let me know what the last guy is. And oftentimes, if you watch any of those montages, it's a very easy shot, or the person's already weak because they already know where they are and their teammates have called them out. So, you know that's a little bit different. So, you know, if you're going to say, oh, well, MLG montagers use their... yeah, but that's not the same thing. Plus, those are like gameplay highlights compiled into a montage. Those aren't people getting online to try to get montage clips most of the time. Some people do that, I suppose, but I'm not talking about those type of people. I'm talking about the people that pub stomp or noob slay, whatever you want to call it. You know, like people like I don't want to use any montagers names. That sounds like I'm trying to like criminalize people, and I'm really not. But those people in the past Halos have always used you know, alternate tags. You just never know because you don't see the scoreboard and they don't have a kill feed. Now, they always have used that, though. Like, it just says you killed. But so that's something that, like, that's just now coming to light, and people are just now understanding that. And now all of a sudden, people are making statements like, what happened to the good old days? Montaging never used to be like this, and this isn't montaging. What about, you know, back in the day? But back in the day, it was the exact same thing. Just people didn't realize it. So it's frustrating, and that's what I was talking to Apple about, because we were just like, I can't believe so many people have just, like, demonized certain montages in their minds because they're like, oh, you don't use proper gamer tags when you're going for stuff. So yeah, it's silly to me, but that's why I've tried to avoid doing it. And I think I only have a few clips that I would use under alternate tags, but even the alternate tags suggest that I am Proximitty there. But you know, I don't have like anything on the Swift Break account. But sometimes I use the Swift Break account just because I want to go into BTB and I just want to relax and play. I don't like getting tunnel vision. I don't like getting chased down because I'm using my main tag and people know who I am. You know, that's no fun. It's not fun, you know, having that happen, and it's also really not fun playing against people who try so hard in Big Team Battle. Now, right now, at this moment, I have a gameplay going, and it's me getting spawn trapped in Deadlock. I played against a team of 6, and these people were sweating their ass off. But the best part was they got up by 2, and then they just kept trapping in their base. They thought that they thought this was fun, and this is the type of stuff that I can't montage in. And this is the reason why people try to avoid playing on high-level accounts. I don't do it, and Corpse, my good friend Tyler, he's, we've been clip hunting a lot together, and we don't do it purely because we don't want to get that flack from people, and we've just been toughening it out in the high ranks, which makes it really hard to get clips. It does. It definitely makes it more difficult. And I'm not going to sit there and say, like, I'm better because I'm playing on my main account. I've just done this because I felt like, it would just more people would give me crap if I didn't do it. So I've just been kind of trying to do that to try to, get some good clips on my main account, which I've successfully done. It's just taken longer, and it's really frustrating, and I wish that didn't have to happen. I wish people didn't, give people so much shit for that, and I don't want to be victim to that. So I'm trying to avoid it, and that's just really what I've been doing. But I'm just saying, I'm explaining why there's an appeal to not doing that. There's an appeal to playing on an alternate tag, and there's nothing to me wrong with that, because it doesn't matter what tag you're playing under. Like the clips that people get are oftentimes really, really nice, and it doesn't really matter to me whether or not you got that on an alternate tag, because you still hit the really nice shots, you still made the really nice play, and people try to discredit that just because you're using an alternate tag. I don't know. I don't get that. I don't get why people just automatically think that something wasn't good just because of that. So I don't know. Those are just some of my thoughts. I figured I'd kind of explain that, since people don't understand montaging. They don't understand why people do that, and it kind of drives me crazy. I figured I'd kind of explain that and try to, just bring some light to that situation. Maybe make people get a new perspective on montaging, kind of understand this is kind of how it's always been. It's just that now you're more aware of it. Don't take stuff away from the people that try to provide montages for people. If you're making a new playing montage, it's not about trying to say, like, oh, look how good I am, look how amazing I am at the game. I don't really think too many people are trying to convince you of that. They're just trying to make a nice, entertaining video. It's a really, it's a big part of the community. Trying to tear that down is toxic. I don't know, just, show your support. People are, montagers work very, very hard, playing for hours, trying to get good clips, things that they feel like are up to the standards where they can use them in a video and sync it up to a nice song to make entertainment for people that like to watch it. And when people just constantly go to montages and just hate on them, it just really bothers me, especially for something as silly as using an alternate account. When people don't understand, that's the way it's always been. If you could go back to your favorite Halo 3 montage and look at all the accounts that your favorite player probably used, you'd probably be really disappointed in them. That's referring to new playing montages, of course, not like the straight ripping montage or anything like that. But like I said, those are very different as well. It's not the same type of montaging, so I don't know. I hope I brought a little bit of light to the situation. I'm using this gameplay here in the deadlock thing. I actually do want to talk about one more thing. Probably going to get a little ranty right now, but I don't understand why I get crap for montaging in BTB, and I get messages from my teammates saying, why aren't you helping us with the objective, and you're not playing with the sniper, and you're not helping the team win, and all this stuff, when I actually am, if you really break it down. If I'm dropping upwards of 50 kills every single match that I play, which often I do, I don't understand why that's hurting you, because if we're playing Capture the Flag and I'm picking up 56 kills, that's 56 deaths where these people are in the middle of respawning, where it's time spent that they're dead and you have less targets to fight and less people in the way for you to get the flag. And if you guys know how to play flag or any sort of objective game type at high level, a big part of it is making sure you're slaying the other team. So if I'm killing a lot of people, it should be easier for you to go play the objective, and it shouldn't be up to me, one person, to defeat a team of 8, but you make it sound like it's up to me when I'm the only person killing anything, and you go, why aren't you helping us get the objective? But I shouldn't have to help you get the objective because I'm killing everything, so you don't have anybody to kill. You just have to go freaking get the flag and bring it back. But that's my fault. And I'm not saying that 100% of the time I never make a bad play for the objective, because I absolutely do. But I also don't really care about winning BTB, because I just want to play for clips, and I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun and get some montage clips. People don't get that, and people try to blame it on me because I'm not sitting there sweating for the freaking objective. And you know what happens when people sweat for the objective and try the rest off of BTB? Shit like this. I get spawn trapped in deadlock, which is annoying as hell. And people, like me, and every single else in my lobby was complaining about it, because why are people trying so hard? But that's when everybody is contradicting themselves, because you act like I have to try my ass off every single game, but if I did, people would bitch at me, and if I don't, people still bitch at me. So there's nothing I can do to win, and I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. I'm going to sit here and play the game. I'm going to keep getting a lot of kills. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. I don't really care if you guys are going to give me flack for not playing the objective, alright? It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not going to do it. Unless I really feel like winning, I might try, but most of the time I don't, so I'm not going to give a shit. I don't get why it's up to me, one person, to try to get fucking the win every single time when I'm playing BTB. And another thing, if you're saying that I should be in game chat at least, try to communicate, if you're going to spawn kill, that's fine, but make sure you're going to let them know that, oh, I have this amount of people dead. Like, before somebody says that, if people were in game chat constantly communicating and then said something like, Proximity, put in your mic so you can communicate, maybe I would. But since I have my game chat enabled every single time, I can hear people in game, and nobody, and I mean nobody, ever calls out. There is maybe one person with a mic every single time I play BTB. I never hear more than one person talking. If I did, maybe then I would communicate with people. But since I don't, I never hear more than one person talking, I'm not going to sit there and communicate with people. So I don't know why, once again, it's up to me. I get people telling me it's disgusting that you only go for the sniper, but obviously that's the reason I'm there, and I'm just having fun with the game, which I think is the point. So I'm going to do whatever the hell I want. It's not up to me to win the game. It's not up to me to start communication. It's not up to me to organize flag pushes. I got a lot of hate on a previous video for shit like that, and I think it's really stupid. People don't understand montaging. They don't understand the point. So if you want to sweat your ass on BTB, good, have fun. Then you can look like these people right here who are trying way too hard for no reason, and they look like a bunch of assholes. So I guess, you know what, it really doesn't matter. You can't win no matter what. I don't know, man. That's just all I gotta say. Running in groups of 8 and BTB is really lame. If that's what you think BTB is supposed to be about, then I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep, playing it like I want. Also, don't get montage of shit, dude, just because they use alternate tags. It doesn't make their clips any less impressive. And it doesn't really matter what gamer tag they play on. They probably beat most people. Those people are really talented players, and they shouldn't be discredited. I don't know, man. I felt like I really needed to say this, and God, I just get so frustrated, man. People don't understand montaging. Anyways, I'll have a montage soon, so that's it.